Hey everyone, in today's tutorial we are going to look at how to design prison visitation hour. Okay, so let's start our way. Go to file, select new, or you can use the shortcut Ctrl+N, and then input your width to be 40 inches, and then your height will also be 40 inches. Your resolution leave it to 80 pixel per inches, and your color will leave it to RGB, and hit on OK. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to fit this to the screen like this. Alright, so then I am going to I'll go to create clipping mask, go to fill and then choose solid color. Alright, now let me highlight this and go to my text and copy this color code, Ctrl C to copy and Ctrl V to paste. Alright, so that is my color code over there. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to add, I will create a new layer on top of this, pick my brush tool and then open my brush to a preferred size like this. Okay, so I'll open it to something like this. Alright, so what I'll do next is that I'm going to ensure that my background, this color, the color over here is set to a preferred color, so I will exchange it to this, and then let me open this, go to my file again, my text, and then let me copy this color. Ctrl V to paste that over there like that. Now what you do is that position your brush like this at the middle of the page, and then hit over here like this to create a nice reflection over here. Alright, alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is that I'll go to my file and then place, and then I'll bring in this picture into my work. Then I'll hold down Shift and Alt and drag this like this, okay, to fill this portion for me like that. Then what I'll do next is I'll be putting this, I'll go to blending option and then I'll put this on overlay so that I'll get something like this. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do at this place is I'm going to create a new layer on top of this. Then I'll go to my solid color, pick a solid color, and then go back to your text and then copy this color code over there and come and paste that color code over here like this. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce this to 20. I'll reduce it to 20 so you get something like this. Alright, so that is it. So the next thing I'm going to do over here is I'm going to group this, hold down Shift and group, Ctrl G to put them in a group like this, and then name the background, so you get something like this. Alright, so the next thing we are going to do is pick your type tool like this, and then let's begin typing. So the first thing, and the font I'm using is Lato, and my font type is black, and then I'm going to change the color for this font using the color code DAA520. Alright, and then I'll click on OK, and then come and type the prison, and then from there I'm going to open this app. I'm going to open that app, hold down Shift and Alt and open it up like this so that you get something nicely like this. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is that I am going to do some few adjustments to this. So I'll go to FX, I'll drop shadow. Okay, let me increase the shadow a bit like this, then the spread to increase it, play around it to a preferred one that you like, and then from there let me give you my stroke. Alright, so let me give a satin first. Okay, so let me change the color of the satin to Let me say DAA 520, so that you get something like that. Now let me increase the size of the satin a little bit to something like this. All right, so what I'll do is that I'm going to change the angle of the satin to 90, and then next let me give my shadow, let me drop a shadow, sorry, a stroke, and that stroke, let me choose this color so that it will blend to something like this. All right, so let's go back to our drop shadow, and let's change the shadow to, okay, let's put it on this. I think this is cool over there. All right, so from there, all that we'll do is we'll click on what, okay, and we are free to go. Now what I'm going to do is I'll go to my shape tool and pick ellipse, and then hold down shift and then draw a nice ellipse like this. Change the color to white like this, then Ctrl J to duplicate the ellipse. Hold down shift and alt, and then make a duplicate of that. And now let me change the color for the duplicated one to this. Now let me go to my file and go to place, and let me bring in this image. Open this up like this, open it up, and then hold the 3 ellipse, and then position this very well at that place. Now let me hold down shift and alt again, and let me open this up. Then I can then position it like this. Come here, right click on it and select create clipping mask, so you get something like this. Now let's position this properly, okay, so that you get something like this. Now what we do is hold down shift and group all of these, close it up a bit like this. Now send it on top of this, okay, so let me select all of this and then Ctrl G to group, and let me name that prison. Okay, so guys, that is it for us over there. Now we are going to do a few things again. So pick your type tool again, type here Visitation, and now increase the size. Hold down shift and alt and increase the size to something like this. So that you get something in this form. So what you are going to do next to this is you are going to add a few adjustments to this as well. So go to drop shadow, and then let's manipulate this a little bit, play around it. Let me reduce the size a bit, okay, the distance also to something like this. Let me say 16, and then we put this on 40. Okay, then let me do a little thing to the satin over here. So let me choose this color to the satin, okay, and then let me change the angle of the satin to 90, okay, and then let me click on the stroke and let me add a little stroke to that, to something like this. Reduce the stroke a little bit to 3 and hit on OK. Now what I'm going to do is I'll come to my color box over here, and then I want to reduce this color to something like this. Alright, so I'll click on OK, and then I think that is good. It looks good over there. Now what we are going to do next is duplicate this, Ctrl J to duplicate that and bring it down like this, and then pick your type tool and let's type here hour. Okay, and then from there we are going to go to your shape tool and pick the rounded rectangle shape like this. Now make a shape like this, change the color to white. For now, change it to white. Okay, and position this. Take your time and position this. Okay, now let me change the color to something like ash type, a little the ash type. Okay, well, that is it. Now let me bring it out. Okay, let me bring my ruler, my guide, so that it will be okay. So that is it. It's cool. Now pick your type tool and type there show laugh to in mates. Okay, open this up and let's put it on top of the shape and let's position it there like that. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do, let's change the color for this. So we are going to work around this color so that it will match with the previous one. So let me change it to DAA 520. Okay, now let's go to FX. Let's play around it a little. So that is it. So we've added a shadow. Let me add a satin to this wall too as well, and let's change the color to something like this, and then let's give a little stroke. Let's give out a stroke to that as well. Give your stroke to something like this, but we are going to change the number or the size to 2, and I think that is very good over there. Now the shadow, let me decrease the distance a little bit. Let me decrease it a bit. Okay, I think 5 will be okay. And then let me give a little spread. The size to let me reduce it. Okay, and then let me hit on OK over there. Now what we are going to do, since we are done, let me group all of these. Let me select this and then Ctrl G to group that, and let me say love. Okay, now let me pick this one and then this one to Ctrl G to group, and let me say visit hour. Okay, now let me select all of them, all the text so far, and then let me reduce the size a little bit so that we'll get something like this. Now I can then position this at this place like this. All right, so from there let me go to my shape tool like this and pick my shape and make a shape nicely over there. Change the color from that to this type of color, not white but not all that white. Okay, then hit on OK. Okay, so it is there for us. Now let me position this at a place like this, and what we are going to do next is that pick your type tool and then go back to your text, copy this, then Ctrl V to paste that, pick it, place it here, Ctrl A and center this well. Go to your shape tool and then let's make a shape like this on top of this. Okay, so that we get something like that over there. Now let me position this. Let me go to my color and let's change the color to this. Okay, all right, now pick your type tool again, go back and copy this. Let's copy this like this, copy that, Ctrl V to paste that, bring this over here, okay. So let me duplicate this, Ctrl J to duplicate, go back to your text box, copy this, select all of this and paste that over there. Now let me select the two and then let me center this very well. Okay, let's then change the color to all black, hit on OK. Let's bring this down a bit to somewhere like this. Okay, now what you are going to do is go to your shape tool, come down to this, and let's make a nice shape like this around them. Change their color to a color like this. Okay, now let me select this again, select this, and let's change their color as well to, this time let's give it to white over there. So you get a color like that. Okay, now let me go back to my text and copy this. Okay, so that is it over there. So let me pick my type tool and then Ctrl V to paste that over there like this. Bring this down to this place and let me change the color to black, and let me close the gap a little bit to 40. Okay, now increase the size to something like this. Let's reduce the height a little bit to something like this. Okay, guys, don't forget to subscribe. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Your subscription will help the channel to grow, so kindly subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Okay, then let me bring this down like this, and then let me change here to, let me go and copy this, okay, and then let's change here to 25th. Okay, now let's go back to our text and let's copy this, Ctrl C to copy and Ctrl V to paste. Break it here, open it up, okay, let's close the gap to 40. And let's change the color to all black like this. Now the next thing you do at these places, let me bring this down. Okay, so what will happen is that we are going to bring in the rest of the items. Okay, so let me copy all of this like this. Then let me select this and this. Okay, let me take off this. Ctrl J to duplicate that, and let's remove it to this place so that we get something like this over here. Okay, now let me pick my type tool and type there Tuesday. Position it here like this, and then let's change the date to 26. Ctrl J to duplicate this. Pick your type tool and highlight all of this. Ctrl V. Sorry. Okay, let me go back and copy the activity, and then let me paste that over here like this. Okay, so the next thing that will happen is that I'm going to select this and also select this at the same time. Ctrl J to duplicate and bring it down to this place, and then change here to width SD. Then reduce the size of this to something like this. Ctrl J to duplicate that. Okay, so let me pick this from here and bring it here, and then let me highlight this. Go to your type tool, copy this, let's paste this over here. Pick this and then align it here like this. Okay, now what we do is that we are going to select all of this. Okay, so let's reduce the size for all of this, and then we can then position them nicely over here. Let me take out this, then Ctrl G to group. Pick this, put it in, put this one to in, and put this one to inside the group. Alright, so let's name that group activities. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to add our time, location, and the rest. So let me go and copy this. Ctrl V to paste. Now change the color to white like this. Let me change it to white, pure white. Now let me move this and position it to this place. I can then open this up a bit like this. Then Ctrl J to duplicate. I like this. Copy the location and then Ctrl V to paste that over there. Ctrl J to duplicate. And then let's come and copy the telephone number. Ctrl C to copy. Ctrl V to paste. Now let me select all of these. And then I can then move them. Reduce the size for all of these. Move this to this side a little bit. Let me bring this here, and then let me move this one also to this place. Okay, so something like this. Now what I'm going to do, go to your file and place this. Let me place this one in, open it up like this. Now let me change the color. Go to blending option, go to and choose color overlay, and let's change the color to white like this, and hit on OK. Now right click on it and let's rasterize the layer and pick your rectangular Mongo tool. First let's cut this one, right click and select layer by cut. Okay, let me move it to the down part like this. Now let me position this here. Then the next thing that I will do is that I will move these ones down at once. You can use your arrow keys to bring it down. Now pick your rectangular Mongo tool and cut this one. Now let me move it. And let me position it here like this, and okay. Now let me move this one. Okay, then let me delete that. Let me go to my file, go to file, go to place, and let me go to my desktop. Sorry, let's go back. Okay, so let me bring it in. Okay, open this up like this, then drag this. Now let me change the color for that one to as well to white. Okay, so what will happen is that I'll pick my rectangle, sorry, my ellipse tool like this, and then I will come and I'll make a shape like this, and I'll change the color for this shape to white. Now let me bring this on top, and let me center this one too as well, so that you get something like this. Let me reduce the size for this. Okay, then the next thing we are going to do is we are coming to the top part over here. So let's start there. Increase the size a bit to something like this, and then position this over here. Ctrl J to duplicate this and bring it to the down, and type there presents. Okay, so let me go and change the font. I'm going to put the font to okay. Now let's come and change the color to this color. Okay, all right, so guys, that is the design over there for us. So if this design has inspired you, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to leave your comments at the comment section box below. All right, so let me see you in my next video. Bye bye.